Okay, we're alive. Finally, it has gone through. Facing this right now. Network is having some major problems. Lagging seriously. Okay. Still in the lobby, still queuing, waiting for them to start the game. Yes, it's true. Let them stay their bans, please. We need to know the bans from Mondkreiger, and I think those guys are Team Nova. Yo, Wagwan Tori, you Wagwan Kai, welcome to the stream. Wagwan brother, it's been a while. I'm trying to get myself back on. My voice sounds a little weird, but then again, I think I'm getting better. I pray I'm getting better because this thing has pulled me down since like yesterday. But then again, I'm back. So it's gonna take a while, but right now I'll definitely get back up there. They're already completing this. Wow, just before 10. That is actually pretty impressive from both Mondkreiger and Team Nova. The fact that they're already complete 5-5 on both ends. I never got to see the lobby bans. Okay, there's an Aura ban from Aura Knight, and then there's a Calais and Hanzo ban. Wow, on the other end. So we're not gonna be seeing an Argos, we're not gonna be seeing a Calais, we're not gonna be seeing a Hanzo either. So Mondkreiger needs to stay their ban now. It's important that Mondkreiger states their bans so that you can know what we're doing here. It's very important. Okay, we can see they've said Argos and Jusine. Wow, from Mondkreiger, an Argos ban from Jusine. I don't really know how effective that is. I don't really know, a team that would want to ban Argos. But then again, there might be someone that is there that might. But I don't really see anyone here that really means Argos, because the only person that I know that is renowned for Argos is Veto, and Veto is not here unless he has changed his username. That's a different thing entirely, unless Veto has changed his username. But because Veto is the only person I know that uses Argos so well, so an Argos lobby ban, well, they probably have their reasons. They probably done scouting, they've probably checked the profiles of their opponents, and they're trying to prevent situations. But then again, there are other heroes that could potentially fit that ban slot that they are missing out on. Let's hope they make up for it in the draft, unless it's not going to be favorable for Mondkreiger. So they're already completing the lobby. It's 5-5. It's 5 versus 5. Mondkreiger versus Team Nova. If you're in the comments right now, and if you're in the comment right now, you're with me here, you can kindly comment. Let me know who you think is gonna take this one. We've got Sormot on the side of Mondkreiger. We've got Armata. We've also got Subliminal Muhid. We've got Yoli X. On the side of Team Nova, we've got Necron. We've got Codex. We've got Aura Knight. We've got Dicey, and we've got Jinwo. I'm guessing that's a Sun Jinwo reference from the anime Solo Leveling. So we've got that on the two ends. Yes, of course I am. I'm ready. Cypher. Yes, I am. I'm gonna give him the go ahead. I'm gonna give Cypher the go ahead. Alright, with that being said, I think Cypher is gonna start, the game. I think Cypher is gonna start the game so we can get straight into the draft. So, if you can hear this well, I think you guys should give me a sign. Can you guys hear my voice and the game sound correctly? Because the sound system balancing is still something we're trying to, I'm trying to balance really. So, okay, so Team Nova, yeah, Team Nova are unknown. Yes, I agree with that actually. Team Nova are unknown because the thing is, there's a lot. Okay, you can hear perfectly. Okay, that's beautiful. So Team Nova actually has new names. Like, I don't actually, the only person I know here is Aura Knight and Codex. I don't actually know who Necron is. I don't know Dicey, and it's kind of funny because they have the same profile border. I mean, if you take a look at that, Team Nova have the same profile border, but we're back in the draft. So they're gonna make the first ban. Necron is gonna respond for Team Nova against Mondkreiger. Against Mondkreiger, they're gonna respond. Oh, takes down the Hayabusa. They are really focused on. I mean, they took down the Hanzo in the lobby ban, and now they're taking down the Hayabusa again. This is a team that is really actively trying to avoid assassins. This is a team that wants to make sure that all the assassins are down. Hanzo is already down. Hayabusa is banned in the draft. Hanzo was banned in the in the lobby pick. Probably they're gonna take out another assassin like a Link, or probably they're gonna take out another one that is also someone like that, maybe Fanny perhaps, because this is a team that clearly wants assassin to be out, and Mondkreiger loses out on their first ban. I wonder what happened there. Perhaps maybe bad network or something, but that's not a good. This is not a good time to be missing bans, guys, because you only have 3 bans and you really want to take advantage of those 3 bans in the lobby phase. Code X will respond to Mondkreiger's missing out their ban, perhaps taking down another assassin, but no, they take down a fighter instead, the Monian Empire beast, Lucas himself, and Mondkreiger will respond by taking down Dryad's vessel, Belric. Jinwo will make the first pick. There's a lot of choices here. No, not really. Okay, MG says net issues. No, I think so. I think they had a net issue. That's why they didn't actually ban. So they have a lot of option here because Sicilian is open. Aside Sicilian, Gato is actually open. Hylos is open. Yeah, exactly. They took down the Hylos. Exactly. I predicted that one. So there's a lot of options. Sicilian is actually available right now. Gato is available right now. There are some meta picks that are also available, like Jusin is available right now. I really don't know what Team Novas are banning. But then again, there's a lot of meta picks that are so much available. You have Jusin, you have Gato, you have Hylos. Camilla is even available. Like, my goodness, they've got a... Mondkreiger has just beaten them in these first 2 picks. I mean, you've got Gato and you've got Camilla on a single team. That is a ridiculous amount of CC coming in. And then Jinwo will respond by bringing in the Vengeance Flames himself from the Fire Throat, Valer. And, well, Valer has a lot of CC. He has a lot. But then again... I really think they should have just gone with a meta mage like Sicilian. Sicilian would have been so much better, especially because Sicilian can deal boss damage and can deal enough damage to Gato before Gato is able to, release it, especially when Gato is attacking from a distance. Sicilian is very, very good. His poke strength is unbeatable. And instead, they still go for Kimi on the mid lane. I'm guessing that Kimi is gonna be their their mid laner or their gold. Oh, I think the Kimi is gonna be a good laner because the Valer will mid lane, and then Fasa. We see a Fasa on the side of Mondkreiger. I still think they should have gone for a Sicilian. A Sicilian would have been so much better. I don't know why they're missing out on that pick. Yoli will respond with the ban. Let's hope he doesn't make the same mistake that his teammate did during his own ban phase. Yes, Kimi and Valer. Yeah, Kimi with gold, Valer with mid. Yes, but in a situation whereby you have a gold lane already, then Kimi can mid. Although I don't really approve of Kimi mid. I don't really approve of it, to be honest. It's not really something I really approve much. Yeah, obviously, the fact that the Mondkreiger have Gato and Camilla has already put them at a very good position in this game. And to be honest, if they throw this game despite this amazing pick they have here, I don't approve of Mondkreiger bans. Banning Amon and banning Belric is not really efficient because you have Jusin available. Jusin is a meta mage. You have Sicilian available. Sicilian is another meta mage. Like, why don't you take any of those down? You also have Hanzo. Okay, Hanzo has been taken down in the lobby already, so there's no point breaking him here. But Yoli X responds with a Layla pick. Wow, that's something we definitely don't get to see all the time, and especially in tournaments, a Layla pick in tournament. But then again, there's not really anyone that can really backdive here. There's not, we don't have a Khalid, we don't have a Lapu, we don't have a Link. So their backdiving strength on the side of Team Nova is not really strong. Most of them are just frontliners. Ruby can try with, I'm offended, but then again, the Layla, she's with a flicker, so she can easily flicker out even after stunned. Then again, the Julian, the Julian can also try. Julian is not really a backdiving kind of hero. Julian is more of a, he's kind of more of a burst frontliner. But then again, I really hope that Team Nova has something has a trick up their sleeve that will really help them against this lineup. You've got a Cyclops jungle. Wow, that is definitely an interesting one. Something we don't get to see all the time. And with that being said, the draft is complete. Team Nova versus Mondkreiger. And I don't know what's going on, but then I'm seeing a lot of Purifies on this end. I can see Purify on the end of Team Nova. We've got Purify on the Kimi, and we've got Purify on the Fasa. That is, it's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to be engaging the comments while the game is loading. Let me see what you guys are saying. Okay, Void says Dicey is Nigeria #1 Belric. Wow, wow, that is that. No wonder. Okay, okay. In that case, then yes, that's actually very wise. He said, if they lose with this draft, then there's no need for a second match. Well, definitely. I mean, I always say this in Arcane Sniper. I always say this thing. You might have a very amazing draft, right? Your team might beat the other team in drafting, but then again, if you don't actually utilize the potential of that draft, you actually still lose the game. That's the thing. That's the funny thing about Mobile Legends. That it's all about. It's not just about the picks. It's about how you use these picks and about you actually making the most of this pick. So let's watch the junglers do their thing and the Romans assist them with it. We can see on this end Dicey coming in to support Code X on the Julian, the Smith Legacy, the son of Terizla. On the other end, Somat taking out, starting with the purple buff, getting assistance from Sublimal Muhid, taking out the purple buff. It's actually very important. You see, the type of buff that your jungler starts with, the kind of buff, it depends on the type of assassin he has. Like for example, if you're using a link to jungle, the ideal is that you start with the purple buff rather than the orange buff. And if you're using, mostly the general rule of thumb is if you're using a physical damage hero to jungle, you go with the orange buff. And then if you're using a magic hero, magic damage dealing hero to jungle, you go with the purple buff. That's the general rule of thumb. But then again, there are exceptions. Okay, there are exceptions. Yuli X, I can see, is camping. I don't think Necron has known that his opponent is just there, already revealing himself there. But then again, this is not just a time where Kimi wants to engage. He just wants to farm as soon as possible. Dicey X, Code X rather, same on the other end. But the gold lane will get heated as Armata comes in to support Yoli on the gold lane. Yes, Lela could be a liability in early game. That's a dangerous move right there. Necron in the base, but not willing. Code X already coming in a dangerous position here. Tries to use the Smith's Legacy, but unfortunately gets out of range before he could get taken down. That was a risky move from Code X. He could have been the first blood and could have given Mondkreiger a free total in the early game. That was risky. Code X should be very careful on how he enters the bushes next time. Perhaps using the chain to check the bushes would have been a wiser move in that situation, but the mid lane will get heated as the first blood is awarded to Dicey on the mid lane. The total has spawned, and this will be an easy total for Mondkreiger. For Team Nova rather. You can see Sublimal Muhid already coming in. You've got a Gato EXP here. Wow, that is something that is definitely interesting. The turtle is almost taken out. There's a zoning out coming here. Code X secures the turtle before they could get a chance, before Mondkreiger could get a chance in that. But you can see that, there's also the disadvantages of using a squishy hero as a jungler. That's it, because if you have a squishy hero as a jungler, you are kind of dependent on your tank being available. The golden is getting heated right here. Oh, already using the ultimate, but Necron survives that with just little HP. That was a close call. That was a very close call. I mean, anything there could have been. If Leda had a Sky Piercer on, that would have been a death. But I see will come in to support on the gold lane here. You can see the gold lane is starting to get heated. There's a 3-on-2 here. The Vengeance Flames have been used by Jinwo as he gets up close, flickers out there, but into a dangerous position, gets taken down by Armata. That was a risky move. I don't really know what happened there. Code X will try the combo. There's Smith Legacy inbound, but gets taken down, gets shut down by Sarmat as Newman uses the S2 to get out of there before he could get lethal. He's a 2-for-1 in favor of Mondkreiger. But then again, that was actually a very nice engagement right there. I love how Mondkreiger actually got patient enough. Let's check out what's going on the other side of the lanes, the EXP lane. I like how Mondkreiger know that, wow, what's going on with Aura Knight? Seems like the network is really acting up. It gets taken down by Muhid on the other end. Well, I think his network acted up there. Let's see what's going on the other end of the lane. Jinwo in the mid lane already used the ultimate, but the ultimate will be ready once more. Okay, Jinwo on the mid lane. Well, nothing much really happening right here, but the EXP lane, I cannot say the same for as Aura Knight is AFK right now. Then there's a lot of things going on right here on the EXP lane. They're really trying to come into defend Dicey, really trying to preserve the tier 1 on the EXP lane. He knows that the turtle will almost spawn. Code X really need to get out of there. He's already low. He has other places to be in, but there's the immobilization from the Cyclops as a bloody count comes in. By trying to get out of there. Dicey knows that that is not a good time to engage. The turtle has spawned, and the both junglers are not moving towards the turtle, towards the objective yet. Sarmat still trying to come in and assist Gato on the EXP lane to take down the tier 1 of the EXP lane. Contrary to that, Yoli will head for the turtle. Not willing to commit, not willing to start up the turtle in favor of the jungler yet. Just yet, but this Farsa is looking to push the tier 1 on the mid lane. The mid lane is getting brutal. It's a 4-on-3 over here. Necron will camp, waiting for just the perfect moment. Dicey comes in, tries to zone out, but then again, what can a Hylos do when his jungler is far beyond? The turtle will almost get taken out, but they need to team over and is making move. The glorious back away from the Hylos. Take also blood on Codex. The Codex will get out of there. The out of the Guardian takes him out. Unbreakable. This time I follows up with the Unbreakable as well. Dangerous position right there to be in, but this Kimi is not willing to commit. I really do not understand this tank move, because you initiate an attack and then you get out of there just in time. You don't protect your jungler. Necron will be in a dangerous position. That Purify came in handy for Necron on the gold lane. But then again, I really want to understand their Hylos gameplay. You engage, and then you kind of abandon your teammates. It's a 3v1 in the gold lane. They're really trying to pressure, Necron on the gold lane. But okay, you want to see the builds? All right. Take a look at the builds. So they're really trying to pressure, they're really trying to pressure the gold lane here. I think they're trying to make sure that this, the laner farms as fast as possible, because if the laner can farm early enough, and if the laner can be very effective, it could really, there's the immobilization from the Sarmat, the jungle. But then again, it seems that that was just a harmless poke, but gets in the dangerous position. There's the Purify to help her out that time, as Sarmat gets a killing spree on the mid lane. Trying to take out the tier 1 on the gold lane here. Jinwo will get immobilized, but uses the Vengeance Flames to get out of there. There's the of the Guardian. Code X the dangerous position, but becomes untargetable to get out of there. Because for the best, he's very high lows, but with actually the dangerous position. Gato trying to get out with the help of Revitalize, but Unbreakable is not enough. The Steel Bones cannot withstand that heat, as Sarmat gets a mega kill on the Valer with the mid lane. This Cyclops has only one vision, and that vision is to take out their mage. Well, it was a bloody team fight there. Really, it was a brutal one. Code X really not doing so well right now as the jungler. The turtle has spawned already. Sarmat moving towards the turtle. A jungler that knows what he's doing. A jungler that knows that he's meant to be at where the objectives are. He knows that this objective, Mondkreiger are really trying to end this game as quickly as possible, but Yoli will take that out from the jungler. There's the chain break from the Julian, but he will try to get away, and Salma gets it unstoppable. There's the cause of blood already, but misses gradually as Dicey is not willing to commit to that team fight. He knows that at this point in time, their goal is to preserve their turret from getting stolen. Necron comes in to defend, but unfortunately, he's not willing to commit. This Camilla is not giving them a chance to defend their base. Jinwo, that's actually they should have gone for a Sicilian in their lineup. I think a Sicilian would have helped out, especially in the team fight. Sicilian would have helped out so much in the team fight, because Sicilian has very long range poke and also has very good crowd control with the Sanguine Claws. I don't know why they went for a Kimi mid instead. You see, well, it's a rookies tournament, so we're not supposed to actually have a lot of expectation right there. There's still offended from the Ruby, but then again, the Ruby is not willing to commit to that fight. Dicey not giving them the green light to advance. Aura Knight will poke gradually here as he stands to defend the tier 2 on the EXP lane. Jinwo really trying to play safe from the distance here. He knows that Armata could catch him with the stun and the cause of blood, so it's really important that he plays it cool. There's the Feather Death Strike from the far side, but was only used to clear the advancing minions and make sure that they have an advantage. The Lord already spawns in 40 seconds. Don't really know what Armata is up to here on the jungle. But then again, there's the Gato behind her to support her every move. Sarmat really trying to push this mid lane, but they are not willing. The Vengeance plays that be used by Jinwo I really wonder what skill he's gonna use to remove the CC this time around. Team Nova really trying to play it safe, really trying to make sure they farm early as possible. Saramat's really trying to push the lanes against them. The Lord will spawn in the next 10 seconds. Right now, they're not in a good position. They're not in a good position right now to, to really contest. To be very honest, not especially the way their tank is engaging. It's not really a good position. But then again, Code X is not really willing to commit to this Lord. I think he's having some serious network issues. Damn, that is really not a good position to be in right now. Dicey notices that and he's not willing to contest either, because what's the point of contesting if your jungler is not even available? Necron really coming in inside the base, trying to play it safe out here. The tier 2 of the mid lane is getting pressured. Yeah, MTN is actually... Oh, there's the cause of blood from the Camilla. Followed up with the effort of the Guardian. Right there, Harris gets stunned by Unbreakable. Gets taunted as G-War uses Avengers Flames. Not willing to commit, gets immobilized instead. Necron trying to defend them, trying to defend their base from getting taken down. And the inhibitor already uses the Snowfall. Wow. Wow, that was a very bad positioning by their Hylos, because and the Camilla wasted no time in using the Curse of Blood with the follow-up right there from the effort of the Guardian with the Gato. There is a lot of synergy on the side of Mondkreiger. There's a lot of synergy. I love the fact that they're really finding their team comp, and they're really taking advantage of their team comp here. We can see the Ruby trying to frontline, Ruby and Dicey trying to frontline their final base defense. And the funny thing is that they didn't actually come with a hero that can actually base defense well. Neither of these heroes they're using right now can really base defense well. You can see Necron really trying here to take out Madara before he approaches the inhibitors. Code X coming to assist him as well. Well, he's used the Smith Legacy comes in here. Our Matter already uses the Curse of Blood, and two of them, the effort of the Guardian comes in, but that Purify saves Kimi right there. The Glorious Pathway have been used already. Defensive air strike coming in. There's a 2-man stun. A 2-man ammo offended from the Ruby. As Sarmas gets a monster kill on the turret. There's already damage coming in, a lot of damage being dealt by Mondkreiger right now. There is a lot of things that are going wrong. Glass Necro goes down to yellow on the mid lane. Dicey is really not doing a good job in the zoning out. They have a lot of advantage. Mondkreiger draft are really making it difficult. I think this is game 1, guys. I don't really see a way that Team Nova are coming from this defense just from the Valet, but it gets shut down immediately by Yoli as Mondkreiger take game 1. Honestly, what went wrong here was okay. I think I'm live again. Sorry. Yeah, I think I'm live again. Apologies, guys. The network is having issues. Network is having some serious issues. Network is having some serious issues, so let me just okay. I think I'm back again. Please, if you guys are still here with me, please let me know so that I'll know who is here with me. Please let me know who is here with me. The network is super terrible, man. I'm telling you. Okay, you guys are here. Okay, thanks. I just wanted to make sure while they're setting up I think all Mondkreiger members are already here. I don't see anyone from Team Nova. Here yet, but while you MTN. Apologies, guys. MTN is really messing with me right tonight. MTN is messing with me right now. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, while I'm back, which I haven't seen any of my members here, I don't really know what's going on. While saying congestion and so on and so forth. This has okay, I can see Team Nova members are already coming in. So these are some of the things that could actually get in the way of the stream. I could actually cut it, and meaning I'd have to restart it and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so MJ says Big Daddy is here. MJ leave me. MJ rest. Okay, someone says well, there's nothing to say. Oh well, to be honest, Team Nova is a rookie squad. Let's just be honest. I know how many teams that would snag Sicilian the moment a team fails to snag him. Like I know how many teams that would do that. So that was not actually a wise move from Team Nova. That was not actually wise, to be very honest with you. Okay, and also let me see what another person says. Okay, someone says people with network issues have just said they had bad network issues. Well, the thing about Mobile Legends is you might actually check your net, that your net is actually good in the lobby, and you can enter game and the net is bad. Sometimes you can enter game with bad network, and within, in between the matches, the network can become good. Okay, so that's the thing. MTN tonight, network tonight is just generally bad, guys. Okay, but then again, I can't afford to. Like, I can see that Team Nova already here complete. I can see all of them here. I think it's time for us to kickstart the game. It's for us to kickstart the game. I think all of them are ready up. Cypher, I think I'm good on my end. If you can hear me, I think I'm good on my end. Okay, let me just tell Cypher that. Okay, Dark Eyes already joined the lobby. Yeah, so I think I'm good on my end. So I've told him I'm ready. Okay, so let me say faster wasting out. To be honest, did you guys felt that fast? Like, when you have a faster in a team, you want to be seeing some feather strikes. Like, faster is actually one of the mages that is actually so good at zoning out. Sorry, I said zoning out. It's actually so good at long range attacks. And then if you say you're a fighter, faster can be a pain in there. And but for some reason, I didn't actually see that faster. I didn't actually feel the faster presence in that match. It's just crazy. Okay, we can see that Mondkreiger actually banned Argos and Jusin, and then the other Team Nova banned Camilla and 1-1. Wow. Camilla ban is actually very valuable, and all that. So I think we're down with what lobby pace. Yeah, Mundane. Okay, Mundane says, I swear, yeah, definitely. Okay, so says you can't predict MTN. That's it. You definitely cannot predict MTN. There's a lot of things I want to see, because Ekimi, I say Ekimi lock. At MTN is misbehaving right now. So I see a Kimi lock on the other end, and a Broody lock. A Broody lock is okay. A Broody can work against a Kimi. Jinwo locking down the Cyclops. Trying to steal that Cyclops from Sarmat. Let's hope that works, because it's not just about taking the pick from the enemy. It's about it's not just about taking the pick from the enemy. It's about knowing how well to use that pick. A Florin from Sublima Muhid. Wow, how did Muhid go from a Gato to a Florin? I don't get that. But then again, the Lucas is there. Armata. I still think an Angela would have been better for this Lucas. I think that Code X locking down a Harley in a tournament match. That's something we don't get to see all the time. That's very uncommon. That's again, they're rookie squad. So yeah, rookie squad indeed. Rookie squad indeed. Okay, so Saramat will make the final ban for Mondkreiger as he takes down. Whoa. Okay, I'm really trying to understand Mondkreiger's play here. They've locked down, like they've banned like 4 tanks now. I don't know what dice. I mean, Camilla is down, Beric is down, Hylos is down, Tigreal is down. What are they trying to do to this guy? It's crazy. I mean, why are they just targeting this guy like that? Trying to make sure that this guy does not have any good tanks to use. But no, Dicey responds by picking Lolita, the Nominon, the Steel Elf herself, with the Nominon Blast, and Saramat will respond with a Fanny. I don't really know how well the Fanny will go. Appraiser himself from Los Pecados, Fredrin. Sarma just being that psycho Fredrin up front, the king of crystal energy. Oh my goodness, I am so excited to see Fredrin here. I'm so excited to see Fredrin, and we have the necromancer from Necro Keep himself, Faramis. Oh, we're gonna be seeing some occult altar in this game. Edit right there with the primal wrath. Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of primal wrath in this game. Yes. All right, I love these new picks on the side of Mondkreiger. That's it. This is a very nice. They have 2 supports, and they have 2 supports, and they have a mage and a marksman. That, as in, their draft is so good. I think the reason why they didn't go for an Angela over a Florin is because Fredrin actually thrives when his HP is low and his crystal energy is high. That's when you get the most damage out of Fredrin. But if if your HP is full and you don't have enough crystal energy, you will not actually get the most out of the Appraiser's Wrath ultimate. So I think a Florin best suits this comp, because it helps you take advantage of Fredrin's crystal energy. If you're healing Fredrin, he's not gonna get enough crystal energy to be able to release with the Appraiser's Wrath, and then you have Faramis ensuring that his teammate does not die with the occult altar. So I think Mondkreiger are in a really good position right now. Dicey, I don't really know how well he's gonna play with this Lolita, but then again, we can see a Purify here on Yoli, so the Nominum Blast is not gonna be that effective against him if he plays his cards right. With that being said, the game has started. I'm going to be engaging in the comments while the junglers do their thing in the early game, just like we all know. Okay, so someone says no retreat from Harley. Wow, that is actually true. I think Cypher is they're gonna restart. I think they're gonna restart the game because according to the rules of the tournament, yes, I can see a respawn there. Code X is already recalling spam. Okay, so someone says seems like a restart. Yes, actually. I think they're gonna restart the game. And then someone says competitor glazing a little too much. Okay. First of all, I'm not actually glazing. We don't get to see a Frederick pick all the time, especially in tournament matches. It's a rare pick. Okay, tournament matches don't get to see it all the time. I mean, I did the stream for the stream for the Lord's tournament, and we didn't get to see a Frederick pick all the time. So I mean, we get to see it now, and it's amazing. Okay, Frederick has a lot of potential, especially in the early to mid games, and especially in the late games as well. And with having two supports, that's something that you want to see. You can see an early engagement right there. That's not a positive trade. You're literally trying to pressure Necron on the gold lane, trying to get that first blood, but that's a dangerous position. Already applying the 4 stacks of the Abyss Corrosion on Yoli, tries to cut the lane. A really brilliant move right there, but also dangerous. Could easily be counterproductive, because if he gets cornered there by the Steel F Dicey, it's not gonna be funny. But then again, let's get back to the mid lane where the show is at. We can see Dicey already positioning himself, trying to make sure that the jungle is safe enough for Code X to farm. See, that's one of the disadvantages of using a mage as a jungler. Already coming in, the Psycho Fredrin up front with the Appraiser's Wrath, but Necron will flicker out of there just in time before it gets brutal on the other lane. But this Psycho Fredrin, Sarmat is not willing to give in, not willing to let them go. But Codex, no ultimate yet, not willing to commit, but the total has spawned, and Sarmat moves close to it to take it down. That's one of the disadvantages of using a mage as that's one of the advantages of using a mage as a jungler. In the early game, that mage already that's the defeat sign. They've already surrendered, so I think we're gonna redraft the whole thing. And they might use the same draft, they might not use the same draft. I think that's gonna be up to the ref to decide. But then again, if that match, I think that match would have turned out in Mondkreiger's favor if they had played that match. I genuinely believe that. Because I mean, look at this pick here. They have Faramis, they have Fredrin, they have Florin, they have Lucas. They also have, I mean, the Kimi pick is not really that amazing like that. But then again, they have Faramis and Lucas and Fred. They have 2 strong frontliners, 2 very strong supports, and then a marksman. It's a very brutal pick right there against Team Nova. It's same draft, only change spell. Okay, so I'm gonna waiting for Cypher to invite me to the lobby and bring back the players in. So with that with that being said, I will engage you guys in the comments right now. So so the Kimi never did strong thing. Well, even with the current revamp, there are still some heroes that still does justice to Kimi. I've actually played against the Kimi before, and yeah. It's fine, Void. It's okay. Okay, so like I was saying, Arcane Sniper. Yes, even with the Kimi revamp, the Kimi is not actually, it's not like the revamp made her invincible. Okay, so you shouldn't actually like fawn over or glaze over Kimi so much like that. The revamp didn't make her invincible, just made her much more annoying than she was before. With the whole flying thing and the whole immobilization and the whole S3 and the whole sticky thing she brings out. It's just crazy. So okay, that's the invite right there from Cypher. I think we're gonna do a little redraft. We're gonna do a little redraft there, and they're gonna just use the same picks and just change battle spell. Okay, so it's okay. Okay, Davey says let us graze blood. Of course, glazing is allowed. Okay, glazing is allowed. But then again, don't do it a bit too much, because it will turn you actually into a spammer. I mean, there are a lot of people. Okay, so we're live again. Okay, we're back. Okay, so apologies for all that, guys. I don't know who's still here with me. I don't know if you're still here with me. Apologies for all the delays. Apologies for all the delays, truly. We have apologies for all the delays. Tonight, MTN network is very terrible tonight. It's super terrible tonight. It's so bad. But I can see that they're just having the same picks, repeating the same thing over and over again. It's actually interrupting my vibe actually, because when the network just keeps cutting the stream, it's not a fun thing to do. But well, like I said, and I always say, the hand we're dealt with is the hands we're dealt with. Okay, you can see Blakkmatter here, looking the same picks. My goodness, Mondkreiger are going to definitely take this if they execute this, lineup properly. If they execute the line properly, they are definitely going to take this. You can see Dicey here with the same steel elf Lolita from Eruditio. Locks down the Lolita. Alright, so we are there into the draft. So I'm going to be engaging the comments if there's still any comments that I haven't engaged yet. Someone says, I'll allow Akbare. Okay, I don't think I understand what that means. I think that's Arabic. Okay, someone says net. Yeah, it's the network. The network is so terrible. Nova versus Yonko. Well, Yonko will actually, I think that would be a balanced feature. Dan Laddie, I think that would be a balanced one, because they're kind of like on the same skill level. Because you can't really put Mondkreiger against Team Nova. I think Mondkreiger just have better knowledge of lineups, better knowledge of drafting, and better knowledge of like comps than Team Nova. It's obvious, right? It's obvious. I mean, look at the draft, the difference in the draft. I mean, I'm not even considering the fact that there are meta picks that were not even banned and yet were not utilized. I mean, why would you want to go for a Cyclops when you have a Sicilian available, when you have a Jusine available? And why would you not want to learn these kind of heroes that could give your team an advantage, right? So that's just, I think there's a draft knowledge, between the both of them. There's a draft knowledge difference between the two of them. Okay. So David says, I for just showcase skin if I did this man. Well, there are people that do that actually. This Florin right now, I think she's running the festival skin. I think that's it. Or is that a collector? I think that's a collector. I doubt that's a collector. Okay, so let's watch the junglers do their thing. I see assisting Codex here on the jungle. Yes. Actually, okay. Are you talking about Dan Laddie? Are you talking about Nova versus Yonko? Is that the one you're talking about? Mondkreiger is definitely. I agree with that. I agree. Mondkreiger is not a new squad. This is not a squad that does not know what they're doing. You can see the early game invade. Just Sarmat being that psycho Fredrin out there. Yeah, you see that's the disadvantage of having a mage in the as a jungler. This is disadvantage, because what do you expect? Code X is getting really pressured right here on the jungle. I already used the retribution right there. Sarmat invading the jungle and stealing his purple buff right there, and they couldn't do anything about it. What do you expect from two tanks on the same team? Jin War in a dangerous position, almost becoming the first blood on the mid lane. This Fredrin isn't relenting as he gains due blessing from the Florin to try and farm as fast as possible. Well, yeah, I mean, what were they thinking? What was Team Nova thinking? Did they think that was going to go smoothly and there wasn't going to be a chance for invade? That's definitely not gonna happen. I mean, look at this code. Look at Codex right now. Codex doesn't even have level 4 yet, and the total spawns in the next 13 seconds. That's a dangerous lineup. That's a dangerous thing to be. I mean, Sarmat is already on level 4. The Appraiser Wrath has been unlocked, and he's just gonna wait for him to come in, and he's gonna attack him severely. And there's little or nothing that the Steel Elf can do about it. I mean, he already has Lucas on it at his doorstep, trying to guard him and protect him here. Sarmat not wasting a second on this Toro as he tries to take out objective. You can see that Code X won't even come in to defend or contest for this objective because he's not even at level 4 yet. And what are you contesting for when you don't even have your ultimate yet? And for the fact that they've already taken the first total and you don't even have your ultimate yet as a jungler, that tells you that there is a problem somewhere with the pick or the synergy or your draft, because it's crazy how you can pick a Harley in situations like this. Mondkreiger just have an upper hand that is just insanely unfair in this game. So with that being said, you can see the edit playing it safe, and Dicey is stationary, not moving. I think there's a network issue right there on his end. Ryan really trying to come in to support his EXP laner, and Lucas as well, Blakkmatter. I think he's having some kind of network issues as on in his end. There's the first blood from Yoli on the gold lane. You can see a camping. They're preparing to gank. But then again, there's a limit to. Oh, okay. There's a pause right there. I think there's a pause right there from Cypher. Oh, I mistakenly unpaused it rather. Okay, so I paused it. Okay, so let me just engage the comment section. Okay, someone says go and sleep. Okay, yeah, honestly, I don't really have that much expectations with Team Nova, because if you think about it, Team Nova are really just, you know, a bunch of people that are just trying to like make their, you know, break in this game, because there's a lot of things they still need to go and learn about drafting. There's a lot of things they still need to go and learn about, you know, about counter drafting, and also learning about hero comps and hero synergies that work out. Because how do you explain and you know, a Harley jungle? How do you explain that? It's difficult to play a Harley jungle against a Fredrin, a Lucas, and against a. I mean, there's just so much things at your disadvantage there. It's just crazy. Okay, I think 1 more minute and then I unpause. Or that's if Cypher isn't the one that's gonna unpause by himself right there. So, like I was saying earlier, the lineup is just in the favor of Mondkreiger right now, and there's little or nothing that Team Nova can do. But then again, remember, it's about how you use the picks. They could have an advantage, but one small mistake in the late game from Mondkreiger could be the, you know, yeah, that's true, Void. They get used to the pressure. That's the essence of the tourney. They get to improve. True. I don't know why Dan Laddie keeps pushing for a stream for Nova versus Yonko. I don't know. Are you a Nova player? Dan Laddie, are you a Nova player? Are you a Yonko player? Because you've been pushing for this for a while. I don't know. I don't know. Void, are you seeing this? This guy's been pushing it for a while. Okay. So I think I'm gonna unpause right now. I think it's time to unpause. Cypher, if you're there with me, I think you should confirm that unpause. They don't hear pause finish. Okay, yes, that's the unpause right there from Cypher. As we get straight into it. Yeah, there was a recall spam. Okay, see code X coming in from the other end. Ooh, tries to immobilize Mujit, but flickers out just in time before that could come in. That could connect. Okay, already coming in. Sarmat being the cycle, Fredrin on front with the rise to retribution, trying to get the appraiser's rat out there. But there's the of course Alta takes him out with the appraiser's rat. Sarmat coming in from the turtle, but will get out. Not willing to come in, but the primal rat has been used by the edit right there. Trying to chase, but unfortunately gets immobilized. Yolan will get away. Oh, already trying to get engaged right there with support coming in from the flooring. But Aura Knight knows that it's not worth it to commit to that. Already right end on the mid lane, trying to take out this lethal that gives away his position, but this Necron is getting really pressured right there. Flickers out just in time before that could get lethal on the gold lane. Ryan really trying to make sure with the Shadow Stampede, trying to take out the minions as fast as possible. The total spawns in the next 12 seconds, and Sarmat, not wasting a second on it, tries to come in to assist Yoli on the gold lane, but Necron already knows he's outnumbered. Sarmat will a total dive, but total dive says it has been the cycle Fredrin up front as he takes him out. But no, Muhit steals that kill. It's a 4-for-1 in favor. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's not a dangerous place to be in. There's a Nominum Blast from the Steel Elf right there as she gets a 4-man Nominum Blast right there from the Steel Elf. Lolita from Erection trying to support this and defend tier 1 on the gold lane, but we'll get to dangerous position. Ryan forced to use a Cult Altar on the gold lane, but resources already being used. Primal Wrath of Aura Knight makes them retreat as they go back. But this Code X not willing to let them go. Gets to the dangerous position, almost get taken out. That was a risky play from Code X. This Blakkmatter is not willing to let him go. This is a shockwave blast, but gets out of time just in time. Code X almost got taken out by this Lucas. This Lucas is not willing to let him go. That is a bloodthirsty Lucas. That is a Lucas that is looking for a kill by all means possible. But the Steel Elf will come in to try to contest for Code X. But Sarmat not willing to let him go as he takes the total on the mid lane. To be honest, Mondkreiger are just dominating right now. They're just dominating. They're just dominating right now. It's crazy because they're really shoving a lot of sustain and a lot of HP in Team Nova's face. They're really making sure, hey, look, we have the HP, we have the sustain. It don't matter whether you're in your turret or whether you are in your you're in your base. We're gonna come in, or already coming in with a flash step right there from the Lucas. But then again, Sarmat already willing to turret dive. The Psycho Fredrin isn't relenting. Jinwo comes in to the rescue to support Aura Knight on the EX lane, but will that be enough against this Psycho Fredrin and this bloodthirsty Lucas gets immobilized in between the turrets? It's a 4-4-3 on the gold lane. There is the Abyssal Strike, the corrosive strikes from the Lucas. So there's a 3-man flash step with a shockwave blast. The occult altar has been used to support this Lucas, but the tail beast is not relenting as Sarmat gets a double on the gold lane. Everyone takes him out with the turret assistance on the gold on the EX lane as Sarmat takes out the minions to turret dive one more time with the support from his Roma. Already getting stunned right there. The Shadow Sound Stampede coming in from Brian as he gets immobilized by the twin, but the Shadow Step already gains the Appraisal Rat. Sarmat, there is the Nominum Blast, the 2-man stun, but Sarmat not willing to relent as he gets a killing spree on Aura Knight. There's the Shadow Stampede, but Ryan is not willing to use that. Sarmat already withdrawing from the battle as he burns the Crystal Energy, as the Crystal Energy relents back into the HP. Well, Ryan gets it. Oh, Yoli gets a killing spree on the mid lane. They're really trying to pressure right here. That's the Shockwave Blast from the Lucas. There's really not much that Team Nova can do here. They don't really have that much of an option, to be very honest, because Dicey is really trying his best, really trying to defend and deflect as much damage as he can back to the sender. But then again, they're losing a lot of objectives, they're losing a lot of gold lead, the wave lead is against them. So Team Nova are in a really dangerous position right now. If they don't make a comeback soon enough, they're definitely going to lose this game. There's the Shadow Stampede on the Lolita with Ryan facing it, already coming in to invade the jungle. Mondkreiger aren't relenting. There's the Nominum Blast from Dicey, but will not connect to anyone as Armata comes in. Dicey in a dangerous position, but needs to relent as they keep pushing for it. Mondkreiger not willing to let them breathe on this lane as Ryan uses the Shadow Stampede. The mid lane is getting pushed as Necron retreats back, but we need to focus on this mid lane because that's where it's at. I really want to see what they're going on. There's the mobilization from the team fight. Sarmat coming in. There's still calls all the support from Ryan right there as he gets silenced. Sarmat being that Psycho Fredrin up front, but Necron uses the corrosive strike to taunt him and get out of there just in time before it could become lethal. It's a 1-for-2 in favor of Team Nova. Well, at least they took down Marta right there. I mean, if you think about it, it's not really a fair trade. But then again, they took out somebody, so it wasn't really a clean death from or just deaths on their end. Sarmat will push the tier 2 on the EX lane. I think this game is kind of pretty taken at this point, but we'll flicker out just in time. Risky move from Codex right there. Let's demobilize from the Cyclops, but no blast from the Lolita. Moronite trying to throw him off the other place, but then again, Sarmat saw that coming as Kimig moves forward to clear the lanes and make sure that the waves are on their advantage. Yeah, they actually have a very solid lineup. Sarmat just being the Psycho Fredrin up front, really trying to tank as much damage as possible, and while dealing as much damage. Code X in dangerous position. I really don't understand Code X play here. I really don't know where that he wants to take out this Lucas. Oh, Lucas in a dangerous position. Mobs unleashes the beast on Code X, but gets out just in time. There's the retribution used by Code X that grants an easy lord for Mondkreiger. This Psycho Fredrin is not relenting. Aura Knight in a dangerous position. There's the Appraiser's Rat, takes out Code X. And Aura Knight as Ryan gets a double on the gold lane. That's a really dangerous position. That was a really dangerous position for both of them. Mondkreiger are just decimating Team Nova right now. There's the Shadow Stampede with the Nominum Blast from Dicey right there. Sarmat being that Psycho Fredrin up front, even fighting inside the turret. The turtle, the Lord has spawned, but both teams are not willing to go for it. The Sarmat is so obsessed with frontlining these battles and these team fights. Well, honestly, if they can make a comeback, it will not be. You see, the thing about Mobile Legends is that even if they were to make a comeback, it won't be like this. It won't be the way they are playing right now. Because right now, Team Nova are playing purely defensive. They're playing purely defensive, and I mean the jungler can't even farm to begin with. Code X can't even farm. Code X has to rely on Jinwo in a dangerous position. That's the mobilization from the Cyclops. Jinwo is is farming in such a way that Code X is farming in such a way that he has to make sure that he's not even seeing while he's doing it, because if he does that, it's not even gonna be easy on him. He's gonna get taken out immediately. I think by now Team Nova has learned that a highly jungle, especially when you see a tanky lineup on the enemy or a sustain lineup on the enemy, is not really a wise thing to do. So right now I believe Team Nova are gonna learn from their lessons, and it's a room for them to improve and grow in their future games. Okay, so with that being said, let's see how let's move the camera a bit to focus on the Lord advancements. Lord advances from the other area. Oh, already coming in, just getting the second altar, but Team Nova crumbles in this team fight against Mondkreiger as they try to take game 2. Mondkreiger wasting no second as they conclude the victory in a 2-0 outcome. Team Nova stood no chance in tonight's match. Well, with that being said and done, despite all the technical difficulties we experienced tonight, we still played and I still streamed the match, and I thank you all for being so patient and for sticking with me despite all the struggles and technical difficulties. You all have a nice one. I still remain your streamer and your commentator, Blakkmatter. So I wish you victories in your future games, and remember to be unapologetically you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.